Kenzie Pielon here, and I'm here to let you in on how I achieve academic success in the English 4U course. In this course, there are 4 particular categories: oral communication, reading and literature, media text, and writing. So here are my tips and tricks to cope with this demanding course load and how to achieve academic success.
Oral communication.
When creating my oral presentation, I like to think of my objectives and my targeted audience. I want the presentation to still be understandable, leaving only insight questions and critical thinking questions one might have. For me personally, I like to create my presentations with all the necessary ideas and points, and then make example questions for what someone might ask and already have an answer planned out in my head. For example, doing a biology presentation on a medical syndrome such as asthma, already knowing how to use the inhaler if someone asks that question. Another strategy I often use is practicing in front of my family and friends and seeing what questions they have before I present to the class. It is very useful in seeing what example audience comes up before you face the real one. In writing, especially within this term, I have found my writing to be very profound and strongly formatted. I spend lots of time re-looking at incorrect formatting and what to change. For example, in this course, I've made the effort for everything I added into the Dropbox, no matter reflection, essay, or analysis. I always started with the MLA format on page name, date, title, teachers, and course code. We can't forget the header and page numbers either. Something I need to further adjust in my writing skills are inserting extra unnecessary words. I also have the habit of using the thesaurus to an extent that the synonym I choose may not be the right definition of what I'm trying to claim. I end up dropping adjectives everywhere, and pieces become way too long and they lose effect. This is why it's always key to have patient proofreader evaluate and maybe change some sentence structures and remove the unneeded words. My favorite piece of literature we read this term was definitely my ISU novel, Tanya Talaga's 7 Falling Feathers. It's a very inspiring novel that shines light on the discrimination here in Canada against Indigenous people. I chose this novel in the first place, not only because it is based on a true story in Canada's history, but it is also written by an Indigenous author. I found this interesting because in our first blog post, we talked about the importance of learning and reading Indigenous work. I thought this book would accompany to my blog post, and I'm very glad that I got to immerse myself in such an amazing novel. I loved how it was a non-fiction base because I'm interested more in true stories than fake ones. And it was about crimes in Thunder Bay, criminology and law being 2 of the few careers I aspire to go into. All 3 methods of persuasion, ethos, pathos, and logos, were all used in this story, which immediately brought together the storyline. I suggest that all of you watching this immerse yourself in this novel, because it is definitely one to read. To be completely honest, I'm not that much of a reader at all. I could barely ever even pick up a book, but I could not even put this one down. I'm telling you, best book I've ever read, and it really made me re-examine the diversity we have here in Canada. I would have enjoyed if we had done some analyzing of advertisements, their targeted audience, and what message they're addressing. I think it would have been a flamboyant idea for everyone to create their own advertisement and then share with their peers to get feedback. Advertisements could have been humorous, joyful, serious, or sad, but it is resourceful for students to objectify their audience and deliver a message using methods of persuasion. This will be the end of my reflected and analysis vlog, but thank you Mr. Morton and to my peers for letting me enjoy my first online course. So many new things in this course because of you guys, such as literary theories, rhetorical devices, and new in-text citations I've never used before. With all your helpful constructive criticism and feedback, my work has developed progressively, and I think this has helped me achieve academic success in the 4U course. Thanks everyone, bye! Kenzie out.